Welcome to my channel. I appreciate every single person that comes to my channel and watches my videos. I'm thankful for each one of you that has subscribed and all of you that have liked, commented, or shared my videos. I'm really thankful for all the traffic, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. Have you ever thought about what it would be like if you were wrongly convicted? When I was young, I used to think that everyone that was charged with a crime was guilty. But I've learned over the years that that's not true. Sometimes our Justice Department does things that are illegal in order to put people in jail because they don't like them, or because they don't want to take the time to figure out who really committed the crime, or because they have political reasons for putting them in jail. Such is the case with some of the people that were in the October 6th so-called insurrection. You may be familiar with one man who was called the Shaman. I don't know why they called him that, but they called him the QAnon Shaman. Well, he was released from prison after Tucker Carlson revealed video that showed that he wasn't doing what they claimed under oath in court that he was doing. And now we have a case of another case where someone who's called an oath keeper was convicted, and sentenced to 18 years in prison based on perjured testimony. I want you to watch this.
Did Pelosi's security chief perjure himself in the Oath Keepers trial?
Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes has been sentenced to 18 years in prison.
The Oath Keepers are extremists who promote a wide range of conspiracy theories and sought to act as a private paramilitary force for Donald Trump.
The one thing that the government was absolutely intent upon doing was not allowing anything that painted the Oath Keepers in a positive light. These are videos that were never released to the defense attorneys.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there is something called the Brady rule, which is based upon a Supreme Court case that says that it is against the law for prosecutors to withhold from the defense exculpatory evidence. Well, they withheld a bunch of exculpatory evidence because none of the videos that were recorded during the January 6th event, none were revealed in court. None were given to the defense attorneys. They had no access to the evidence that would have shown that their clients were not guilty of the crimes that they were being tried for. That's a clear Brady violation, and Brady violations are looked on very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very sternly by the courts. Judges do not like to see Brady violations. They have sanctioned prosecuting attorneys for committing Brady violations, but it doesn't stop them from doing it. If they have exculpatory evidence that could change the course of a trial and possibly prevent them from convicting someone, they will go out of their way to hide it from the defense. They'll pile it under a pile of other stuff. They won't point it out. In this case, with the January 6th trials, they didn't even make it available to the defense. That is a clear violation, and it should be enough to get every single one of these people that were convicted on the January 6th charges a new trial. There's more.
U.S. Capitol Police Special Agent David Lazarus, saying that the violence that the rioters brought to the Capitol never ended for many of us. The trauma had reached into our homes, our personal lives, and our loved ones.
The story in the testimony from Special Agent, now this is Capitol Police Special Agent David Lazarus, when he heard the gunshot at 2:43, 2:44,
14:43 hours,
that he was down in the tunnels escorting senators to the other Senate office buildings, and that's quite a long distance away from the House chamber.
The Capitol Police officer assigned to the protective detail of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on January 6th appears to have given false testimony about his whereabouts.
We tracked him all the way through the tunnels.
They essentially created a script for him and put him in a place with a tale to tell that never happened.
He was then shown in court a video clip of 4 Oath Keepers standing in front of Dunn. Lazarus was asked, "Are these the individuals you observed?" Yes, yes. At any point in these 3 or 4 interactions in this space, did you observe any sort of anything but antagonistic conversation? No, that's correct. He said this under oath.
Great.
Now, you think about this. The prosecution had access to those videotapes, so they knew that this officer was perjuring himself on the stand. But they didn't care because their goal was to put these guys in jail. Think about that for just a minute. Think about what it would be like for you to live under a government where they can falsify testimony, hide evidence, and put you in jail for crimes you did not commit, simply because you have the wrong opinions. That's the world we live in the United States today. That's the reality of what we live in.
He describes what he saw, and it just did not happen.
It couldn't have happened because he was a half a mile away in another part of the building.
If we were living in normal times, the people that had been convicted, they would be released. Because this is perjury.
We have a high-ranking Capitol Police special agent with that designation who was the head of Nancy Pelosi's security detail, who was brought in specifically to corroborate the testimony of another Capitol Police officer with shaky testimony himself.
Get the f out of here!
We are waiting on the release of this video, the permission to show it, right here on The Blaze. When we release A Day in the Life of Harry Dunn on January 6th, it will contradict every single thing he has ever said about that day.
I don't know about you, but this sort of thing troubles me greatly. It should not be this way in America. If people commit crimes, they should certainly be tried, and if convicted, they should go to jail. But the prosecution should not be hiding evidence, and they should not be suborning perjury. When the prosecution can do that, they can convict anyone of anything. This is not the first time it's happened. It won't be the last time it's happened. But unless we, the people, fight against this and demand transparency from prosecutions, from prosecutors, from the justice people, it's going to continue to go on. I could tell you plenty of stories about other people who have been wrongly convicted, but I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I'll put this link to this video in the description so you can watch it for yourself. And you can do the research if you want to, or you can just decide that you want to believe the official story, that it was an insurrection and that they were in the House building rioting and that they attacked the police and so forth and so on. And you have to ask yourself a question. The Republicans are in power. Why won't they release the videos? Are they part of the problem? Are they trying to hide the truth as well? Those are all questions you should be asking yourself. I know the answers. We're ruled by a uniparty, a political entity that calls itself two different things but does the same thing. Steals our money, convicts us on perjury and falsified and hidden evidence, and then asks us to keep paying them in our tax money to do the things that they do to become rich and to destroy the country. That's the reality of America today. It needs to stop, but it has to start with you. As always, I pray that God will keep you healthy and safe and give you a long life and bless you with abundance. I pray that He'll do the same for every person that you love. And I pray that you will be anxious for nothing, but in all things, with prayer and supplication, you will make your request be made known unto God, and the peace that passes all understanding will keep your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. This is the Vietnam Era Vet out.